Okay, hello guys, I'm Liang J Mathematics here. Today, this live over here, it's about what? It's about letting Form 1 know things that you gotta know before you enter any of your mathematics class, okay? So don't rely too much on your calculator where it will decrease your, your understanding towards a lot of mathematics chapters that you're gonna learn in the future, okay? So that's the main thing. So I'm gonna teach you all the basics that some of your teacher might miss out, okay? So they might too rely on calculators, or maybe they are rushing syllabus or what. So these are the things that they expect you to know up front, okay? So I'm going to show you all these things. And the next thing going to be, this is not for Form 1 only, because students where they are kind of weak in maths, right? So the next thing is because of the basic understanding understanding towards negative numbers, positive numbers, as well as how to deal with it. Okay, deal with it as in those BODMAS thing. Okay, BODMAS, what is it about? It's about BODMAS, bracket, order, division, multiple, addition, subtraction. These are the things that you have to know. So today we're going to cover all these things and help out Form 1 students and weak students. Okay, so this is the basic that booms everything and eventually it becomes better. Okay, so yeah, prepare a paper, pen, calculator. I don't want it. Okay, so jot down all the skills in a piece of paper and keep it. You want to send to me and show me, like, teacher, I write all the notes, right? Okay, I want to show you. Come, no problem. My WhatsApp is just right at the description below. Okay, so students, notes wise, don't worry. Okay, it's there down at the description. You can take it anytime, but not now lah. Okay, because now we are jotting down all the things. Just take a piece of paper. It's good enough. Okay. So everyone, let's get started, okay? So move to like one blank page, and now I'm going to show you what's that important knowledge you got to know, okay? First of all, I'm going to write a few things that are Form 1s, okay? Form 1s before you enter into a class. These are the things that you have to know, but I didn't cover all the words that you need to know, but things that you got to know, okay? So number one, I'm going to talk about this thing called fraction first. And then I'm going to talk about this thing called, okay, decimal. Oops. Okay, decimal. And I'm going to talk about another one called integer. Okay, integer. Now, so of course, I will mix some language. Okay, some language inside lah. Okay, so mainly it's on this Mandarin version of like the words. Okay, I'll just mention it without writing it. Okay, so these are the three things that are three things that you need to know. Okay, so some of your teacher might expect you to know a lot of things already, and the important thing is when it mixed up, right, and you solely rely on calculator, too bad. Okay, so we need to understand the essence of it, how to perform your BODMAS, how to perform your plus, minus, times, divide in any of the fraction, decimal, integer, or when they mix everything together. Okay, so let's do it. So first of all, under fraction, in other words in Mandarin, okay, called 分数, okay, in BM we name it as pecahan, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is now you have to know in fraction, okay, we have all these things. Okay, so these are the words that I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to write like up front some names. Okay, so these are the main names that you have to know. So fraction, decimal, integer. Fraction, we have, let's say 1/2. We have this thing called the proper fraction. Okay, we have the proper fraction. So I'm writing a few things, not everything. So like, let's say 3/2. Okay, so what is 3/2? We name it as improper. So later when I go through all the questions, right, I'm going to use all these words. That's why I'm writing all these words up front. Okay, all the names that you got to know. Okay, and of course we have 1/2. So what is this? We name it as the mixed number, not mixed fraction, mixed number. So these are the words that we use in KSSM. Okay, and these are the three things. Okay, then the next one we have decimal. Nothing special for decimal, everyone. Let's say I put like 1.23. That's how you read it. You don't say 1.23. Okay, so these are the things on how we read lah. Okay, so nothing special on this. Okay, leave it. And next we have integer. So what's the integer? So my way of explaining to students will be integer. It's basically a whole number. Okay, a whole number where it includes positive, negative. So it's just my way of explaining. So that can be like very whoa definition, but I'm not going that. So I'm going to this definition called a whole number, okay, that involve positive negative, okay, positive, negative, and oops, positive, negative, okay, positive, negative, okay, and of course integer, it cannot be decimal, as in the definition of it, it cannot be a fraction. But of course, it can be a negative 1 over 2, it can be like negative 3 over 2 when you come into like the questions. But the definition of integer itself, it's on this part, okay? So that's not the main thing. The main thing is I'm going to give you a few examples of it. So if I mention positive integer, okay, you have like 69, let's say, 23, all these numbers. If I say negative integer, okay, oops, okay, let's say negative integer, we have like negative 126, let's say 24, so all these numbers, okay. So how if I say, teacher, 0 is under integer or not? Yes, 0 is under integer, but it's not under any of the positive or maybe your negative integer. So 0 is like in the middle of it. It's an integer, but it's not any of the category, okay? So just a quick one to go through with you because you might need all these little things lah. Okay, so name-wise done already. The main thing is on your fraction actually, okay? The main thing is on your fraction. So I'm going to go back to fraction and I'm going to take this 1 over 2, write it bigger, and I'm going to write a few things for you again. So when you come into 1 over 2, okay, there's this important word that you have to know, okay? In English, the upper part of the 1 there, okay, we name it as numerator. And the number 2 at the bottom, we name it as the denominator. So all these names, okay, all these names, you're going to know up front so that when your teacher mentions about all these words, you know, oh, numerator is actually that thing on top, right? That's the thing, okay? So denominator will be the one at the bottom. Okay, so done with this. And next, okay, this is the first thing on the names, okay? The names. Okay, so you can jot it down. These are the names, the little things that you have to know lah. But of course, if you talk about chapter 1, there will be like, wow, a lot more. This is like the basics, okay? The basics. Okay, then the second one. Okay, second one, let's add like one extra page for me to write more things with you. Okay, so everyone, I'm going to write more things now. Okay, now so I move to the second part already. Okay, second part. So now I'm going to talk about decimal, okay, fraction, okay, how you interchange it. Okay, how you interchange it. Just a few examples only lah. Okay, so the changing part is like this. Of course, you might say, teacher, how about integer? Later, you're going to be the step 3 thing. Okay, so number 1, we have the names, and number 2 is about decimal, fraction, how you interchange it. Okay, on how to change, nothing special. I just want you to know a few important ones. For example, let's say I get you a 0.2. Okay, everyone. So some of you might say, teacher, 0.2 I know already. Okay, 0.2 in fraction, it will be like, because of one place, decimal place, so it's going to be 2 over 10. Or maybe quick students, right, you might say, oh teacher, 2 over 10 I know already. 2 over 10 is actually 1 over 5. So you can simplify it. That's the word. You can simplify, make it 1 over 5. Or you can straight away get me the 1 over 5 straight away. So these are the things that you have to pop quick. Okay, quick maths. So that's the one. Okay, so please, these are the things that you have to know. So if you don't know, now you know. Okay, so now next, so we have 0.5. These are the little decimals, a few decimals, decimal examples where you can easily change to fraction. You have to suck it into your brain like a sponge. Okay, so 0.5, you have what? 5 over 10. But let's say I'm not writing 5 over 10. You know the answer is actually 1 over 2, right? Okay, so by the way, the simplifying thing, I just write it there. When you cut off like 2 and 10, you divide it using multiple of what? You divide it using multiple of 2. That's called simplify. Okay, now so what else we have? Like little decimal points where you can instantly change to fraction. Like primary, that time your teacher spam you with all these decimal, then pop, instantly you get me the answer, right? Let's say 0.25. Okay, 1 over 4. These are the one. These are the decimals, fraction where you can switch it very fast. Right? So what else? We have 0.125. We have 1 over 8. So these are the few ones. So some of you might say, teacher, I know more, you know. So how about 0.33333, all these things? I know that, okay? You know it as well. It's 1 over 3, but I'm not writing all these things. So these are the common one where you can instantly change it very fast. So I write a few for you. Okay, so how if I write something slightly better, and let's say I mention something like, hey, how about 205, everyone? Okay, 205, if I want to instantly change it into decimal, for example. So you might say something like, teacher, I know 105 is actually 0.2, right? 105 is actually 0.2. So if I say 205, you just double of it, so it will be 0.4. If I say 305, okay, it will be what? It will be 105 being 0.2, you times 3, it becomes 0.6. So that's the one. Okay, so of course it applies to 104, okay, 104 you know it will be 0.25. So 304, you know the answer will be 0.75 because you take 0.25, you times 3. Okay, examples only. Okay, so these are the little things that you have to know. But of course, again, we are not using any of the calculator today. Okay, we are not using it because our main thing is to focus on little things that you must know before you hit the top of your mathematics level. Okay, so these are the things that you have to input, okay, to your brain now. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, so of course there is a lot more, so I'm not writing all these things, but make sure you know all these things. Okay, now so student might ask, teacher, how you know how to change all these things? Number one, I will say because I've been doing it a lot, so I just kind of memorize it already. But how if I want to instantly convert it? Okay, as in convert it means, let's say a basic calculation to it lah. Okay, like the example just now, I did mention that 0.2, you see 0.2, because of one decimal place, then it will be over 10, right? Let's say, okay, let's say there's 2 decimal point. Suppose the short, the long way, it will be what? 25 over 2 decimal places. It will be 20. Then you place the 25 on top, and you simplify using multiple of 5. So multiple of 5, you get what? You get 5 lor, you get 20 lor. Then you divide by 5 again. Okay, so 1 again, then 4 again, then you get the same answer, right? So that's how you change a decimal to fractions. Okay, how if from a fraction you want to change back to a decimal point? So that's how you do it. Okay, see so let's say I get one of the examples, just one of it only. Let's say this one. Okay, 1 over 4, I'm going to change to decimal. It's either you understand very, very fast, or you might say, teacher, if I divide now, what I have to put inside? Okay, so it's like this. You put the 1 here, you put the 4 here. Okay, you put the 1 here, you put the 4 here. So numerator, it's inside. Denominator, it's outside. Then you divide it. Okay, because 1 over 4 is like obviously lesser than 1, right? So you're going to start with 0. Then you get a 1, 0. Then this one 0.0. These are the primary workings, right? So you're going to put like 2. Then you get 8. Then you get a 2 here with a 0. You add it in. Then you put a 5, 20. So these are workings from your primary, just to show you. Okay, these are basics. Okay, so basics. But I believe you know all these things. The main thing is at the back. The front part is a quick go through on the things that you must know. Okay, so I expect you to know this as well lah. It's just that I go through it fast because your teacher expect you to know as well. Okay, so I just go through it very fast. Okay, so all these things okay already. And number 3, the important thing comes in. The important thing is, this is the slightly higher level, because in my class, right, I noticed that the current trend, right, students have been attending higher level mathematics courses, right? Okay, right, like they enter into Olympiad maths classes, okay, or maybe they go some extra tuitions with higher level maths, okay, or maybe they go for, you know what is that called? We name it as 珠心算, okay, so they go all these things. So their maths is like another level already, and so quick maths is kind of like, is their kind of thing really. But the thing is, how if you are the same level as me last time? I didn't go for all these things, so I won't be able to understand all these things instantly. So I'm gonna go through all these basics with you. Okay, so this is the part where it's like a bit extra in your standard 6. Okay, you're gonna know it now. So I'm gonna go into this topic called integer. Okay, and this integer, I said that there is positive and negative, right? So I'm going to tell you specifically now, plus, minus, positive, negative, in my class, same. So I'm going to introduce like plus, minus, positive, negative simultaneously, okay? So it will be the same meaning. Now, so first of all, I'm going to test you with this, okay? I'm going to test you with this. And you're going to pause it for a while and you try to answer it and eventually replay it and see what's your answer, okay? So the first basic going to be, okay, first test. Let's say, first question being negative 3 plus 5. Okay, negative 3 plus 5. Negative 3 plus 5 minus 3 plus 5, same thing. I already said that. Okay, in my class it will be the same. So the next example will be if I write minus 5 plus 3. Can you see I'm saying like I interchange all these words together, like negative plus, positive, positive, negative, same thing. Okay, so are we to write these down? Okay, now spend like a good 5 seconds. Okay, what's the answer for this? So minus 3 plus 5, what's your answer? Minus 5 plus 3, what's your answer? Okay, now so this thing in primary, I don't think you learn it, but if you learn it, it will be good. Okay, but like me, I didn't learn it. I learned it in my form 1. Okay, so how are you going to deal with this? Okay, under integer, I will separate into 2 different categories. Okay, so how are you going to deal with it? You got to know the idea. So please don't take a calculator, you tap inside, get me the answer, no point, because you got to understand the concept. So the concept works this way. So under integer, right, okay, before I do all these questions on top, right, I'm going to do this plus minus idea, or maybe in other words, we name it as addition subtraction now. Okay, so addition subtraction. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to write this money symbol over there. Okay, so positive being you have the money, negative being you owe somebody money. Okay, you owe somebody money. Okay, so I'm going to write it one more time. Oh, okay. Now, so the question is, how if I incorporate this idea into the given test on top? Okay, but you have to know this thing. You're gonna separate into 2 different terms. Okay, terms in our syllabus is we name it as the number as well. So there will be 1 term here and 2 terms. 1 term and 2 terms. So we're gonna deal it separately. Remember, this gonna be your basics. Okay, no point take a calculator, tap everything inside, get the final answer, and whoop, ends the whole thing. No, don't do that. You're gonna understand this in your form 1. Okay, so these are the basics to mathematics, especially algebra. Okay, algebra. So let's go. So minus 3 plus 5 is gonna be, okay, let's say from my point of view. Okay, wait, silent for 2 seconds. Let me on my aircon. Okay, now, yeah, negative 3, it means I owe 3 ringgit. Okay, let's say I walk around. Okay, then suddenly I walk past Isaac. Let's say Isaac's there. So Isaac walk past me and say, "Oi, Liang J, you owe me 3 ringgit." So I'm like, "Oh, I owe you 3 ringgit, but I don't have any money." So when I go in my pocket, okay, my hand go in my pocket and correct, I notice that, "Oi, there's a 5 ringgit." So I take out the 5 ringgit. Okay, 5 ringgit. Okay, plus 5 means I have 5 ringgit, right? So I return 3 ringgit to Isaac. Okay, can you tell me what I left? I left 2, right? So it means I still have 2. So the answer being positive 2. Okay, so I will just temporarily write positive 2 first. Okay, that's my answer, right? So the next thing, minus 5 plus 3 is going to be this way. So I walk past. Okay, let's say I walk past, let's say Adrian. Okay, Adrian. So Adrian said that, "Hey, Liang J, you owe me like 5 ringgit. So what happened?" So I'm going to say, "Oh, I don't have any money away." So I correct my pocket again. So there's a plus 3 there, right? So it means, in my pocket there's 3 ringgit. So what happened? So I'm like, "Hey, Adrian, sorry, I have like 3 ringgit only. So can I pay you 3 ringgit first?" So I pay 3 ringgit to Isaac. I pay 3 ringgit to Adrian, and Adrian said, "Hey, remember, you still owe me 2 ringgit. So I'm going to write here minus 2. So you get the idea of it. It's like money concept. Okay, so use money to handle all the integer related. Integer means you have like negative, positive inside. Okay, so that's how you deal with it. So money is the main thing. Okay, so I'm going to increase the level a bit, okay, into 2 different examples like this. Okay, so question number 1. So you're going to spend some time, you're going to pause it, try it up, okay, try it up. get the answer and you see how I deal with it. Okay. Now, so number one, you're gonna be minus 10 plus 12 minus 15 minus 7 and then plus 8 again. So what's the answer for this? Now, so you're gonna take down this. Okay, take this down, and I'll wait for you. Okay, I'll wait for you for 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds. So you can try it out. Okay, you can try it out. Okay, using the money concept. Okay, separate into few terms. Okay, as you can see, minus 10 plus 12 minus 15 minus 7 and plus 8. I'm going to say it one more time. Minus 10, negative 10, same thing. Plus 12, positive 12, same thing. Okay, I'm going to interuse those words. Okay, don't worry. Okay, it's the same thing. Now, so 30 seconds, let's go. Come, let's go. I can try it up. Okay, so make sure make sure you try it up. Okay, so that's the basic. Okay, for weak students, force yourself, go into like, oh, what is this, what is this? You don't know, you can contact me. Okay, I can show you. So I'm going to move it quite fast because this is like a live class. Okay, but of course there's no students here because I record it like midnight. Okay, yeah. Okay, great. So I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to separate out 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So the idea go this way one by one, but of course I know you can work out faster. Go ahead. This is the basics to maths. So I'm going to explain part by part. Okay, so negative 10. Oh, so I'm going to use my point of view. You can use your own point of view and think about it. It's like a story, you know. Okay, so I'm going to say this way. Okay, let's say I talk about my science partner. Okay, my science teacher partner. Okay, so let's say Yu Qin. Okay, Yu Qin is my the other friend. Okay, that teach science. So I walk. Then Yu Qin passed by me and say, "Oi, Liang J, you owe me 10 ringgit." So I'm like, "I have no money. Let me check my pocket." So I check my pocket. Then I take it out. Oh, there's 12 ringgit with Yu Qin. I pay back you 10 ringgit. Okay, so I pay the 10 ringgit. So over here, by referring to these two terms, my answer is 2, right? Right? Then I'm going to write the rest of it. So minus 15 minus 7 plus 8. Is okay now? So once you get this, okay, the next thing comes out. So I'm going to underline, separate it. But in your exam, don't do all these things because I'm explaining, okay? So I'm going to do 2. I have 2 ringgit in my pocket. I'm like, oh, that's extra 2 ringgit, okay? Then I walk past, then suddenly Yu Qin rush and say, hey, Liang J, wait. You still owe me 15. So I'm like, I have 2 ringgit only. So how? So I return the 2 and I say, Yu Qin, sorry, that's the money that I have. So I owe what? So I have 2 ringgit, I repay Yu Qin already because Yu Qin said I owe him 15, right? So I repay the 2, I still owe how much? So I'm going to write a minus to indicate owe money. So minus 13 minus 7 plus 8. Wow. Okay, now the funny thing comes in already. Let's say another friend of mine, okay, Yu Hang passed by. Okay, Yu Hang is the teacher that teaches sejarah. So Yu Hang passed by and say, wait, Liang J, don't forget that day makan you owe me money, you know. Okay, so I'm like, wait, I'm still owing Yu Qin 13, you know. Then Yu Hang pass by and say, wait, 7 ringgit, you haven't paid me yet. So I'm like, ayo, I owe 13 ringgit, so I owe another 7. So in total, I owe a total of 20, right? So minus 20 plus 8. You get the idea or not? So you don't tell me something like, okay, students might misunderstand, as in students that you are going into Form 1 still okay because this is kind of new to you. But student where you are kind of weak in Form 3 and Form 5 and you are looking at this video, right? That's a problem. You might say something like, teacher, there's a minus thing, right? Does it make it plus? No, you don't do that. Okay, go into that money concept. The money concept is the main thing. So I'm gonna go minus 20 and plus 8. So it means oh, now I owe a total of 20 ringgit. So let's say I walk past, oh, okay. So let's say by the roadside, oh, there's an 8 ringgit, so I pick it up. Okay. I pick up the 8 ringgit, so now I have 8 ringgit. So I walk past and go find Yu Chin. I say, Yu Chin, I have 8 ringgit now, I return you. So I return the 8 ringgit to Yu Chin. So in total I owe 20, right? So now I repay 8 ringgit already, so I owe a lesser amount, right? Not? So it will be negative 12. So that's how I understand my integer plus minus. Okay, but of course this will be like small numbers, but how if the number becomes bigger? Then it will be harder for you to deal with the calculation stuff, right? So I'm going to write some basic workings so that you understand. Okay, so I know in your exam you can press the calculator and stuff, I know that, but the thing is you're going to understand the original concept of it. Okay, the original concept helps you a lot, trust me. Okay, so example number 2, I'm going to increase the number into bigger numbers. Okay, bigger numbers. I'm going to write some small workings by the side, so you can see how I perform it and how I explain, okay, the money concept. Okay, the money concept is the main idea here. Okay, now, so I'm going to write like minus 75 and plus 128 minus 117 minus 52 and plus 298, for example. So that's my example. Okay, so same thing, I'm going to separate into like few terms, but I'm going to do the first two first, part by part. Okay, now one part and two parts. Okay, two parts of it. Okay, so everyone, minus 75 plus 128, the idea going to be what? So I'm like owing 75 ringgit, right? So in my pocket there's 128. So I'm going to take my 128, I'm going to return the 75. So this is the working that I'm going to write for myself. So 128 is what I have. I'm going to repay the 75, so I left, right? So that's the money concept, right? So I left how much? So the basic minus that you have been doing, so it will be 53, right? 53. So I'm going to write, oh, I still have 53, right? The money weight, I owe 75, I have 128, I have 53, normal, right? So minus 117 minus 52 plus 298. So I'm going to look at the first two like this. Okay, so the money concept goes in. I have 53 in my pocket. I owe 117. So it means I don't have enough money to repay. So what I'm going to do? So that's what happened. So I'm going to tell myself, oh, I'm going to repay the 53 first because I have 53 now, right? So I'm going to write, oops, 117. I'm going to repay the 53. I'm going to minus out because I'm going to owe lesser because I repay the 53. So it's like money concept. Money is the best way to understand integer. Okay? So you're going to do the normal minus everything. You get like your 4, 11 and 5, you get a 64. So you're going to be, wait. What you're going to write as your number? Okay? I'm going to write negative 64. And then minus 52 plus 298. So I'm going to explain a bit here. Now, see everyone. 53 is what I have, right? I owe 117, right? So I'm going to repay the 53, and do you notice I minus it, and I still owe but a lesser amount because I repay already. I owe 64. That's the reason why it becomes smaller. So that's how we do it. Okay, money. Okay. So after I get this, I further owe another 52. So what happened? Okay, so it means I owe 64. I further owe another 52. Oh no, that's the problem. So I owe more. So I've got to add it. So if I add it, it will be 116. Okay, 116. So I'm going to write there. So it's going to be 116. But you have to know that's a minus. Okay, the reason being I owe 64, I owe another 52, I owe a total of 116. And now suddenly my dad called me and was like, hey Liang J, you still have like 298 in my pocket, no? So I'm going to return to you. So I'm going to take the 298 and I said, I have money now, I'm going to repay my 116. So I'm going to take 298 minus of the, that's 116. So 281. So that's my 182, guys. That's how you write little workings to explain, okay, the answer. Okay, the answer. So that's the second example, guys. So now let's go into the third one. Okay, third one, see. So I'm going to move to the bottom a bit, and now I'm going to increase to the next level, guys. Next level, okay? Next level. I'm going to introduce something called the brackets. Okay, the brackets. Okay, so everyone, I'm going to use example 1, okay, example 1, and incorporate some brackets and make it, not to say harder, but a different way of asking, a different way of presenting the questions are. So minus 10 minus plus minus 12 minus 15 and minus 7. Okay, so just a quick one, okay, now just a short one now, okay. So guys, that's a problem. The problem is there is two symbols side by side, right? So if you press into your calculator, you know what's the answer, everything, okay. But the thing is how we deal with it, okay. So the way on how we deal with it, I'm going to give a name to it called the side by side symbols. So the symbols that I mentioned here is that negative and positive thing, okay. So I'm going to put the two symbols by the side. Okay, everybody, so I'm going to tell you this. The moment you see different symbol, okay, different symbol, you put a negative. You replace lah, better word. If you see the same symbol, you're going to put replace with a plus. Okay, so that's what I'm going to say. So when you go to the question, okay, the given question there, minus 10, whoop, side by side. Can you see that plus minus there? Change, minus. Can you see that two negatives there? Change to plus. So minus 12 plus 15 minus 7. Okay, so that's how we do with it. Now, so after you get this, so what's the next thing? Then you do the normal way already. Okay, you do the money way. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. Same thing, I'm going to do like extra long workings. Okay, so that you understand how it works. Okay, owe somebody 10 ringgit, you owe another 12. So you're going to owe like 22, right? So plus 15 minus 7. Owe 27. Owe 27 pula. Okay, owe 22. But you have 15 in your pocket. So what happened? So you're going to tell yourself you're going to repay the 15, right? So I'm going to write a small workings by the side, 22 minus of 15 because you repay it. Okay, so it's going to be 7. Okay, so the 7 going to be a negative 7, right? Okay, so guys, I'm going to say it again. You owe 22. You have 15 in your pocket. You return the 15, you still owe that guy 7. So minus 7 minus 7. You owe 7 ringgit, you owe another 7 ringgit, then you owe more, right? So owe 14. So that's your answer for number 3. Okay, so that's on the idea of, okay, now, so I'm going to move it to the top and show you one more time. Okay, integer, the money concept. So I'm going to put it over here one more time, okay, with different color. Use the money method, okay, use the money method. So that's what I'm going to say again and again. The money methods helps you in dealing with addition, subtraction. That's the main method, okay. So let's go into times and divide. Okay, so it's like half an hour now. Okay, so like what I mentioned, I'm gonna take this video, settle everything that you're gonna know. So if you know already, you make sure you know it first, okay, before you skip to the next one. So I'm gonna put like in timeline. So what are things that you have to know? So I'm gonna put the timestamp there, so you get to click that part that you want to watch. Okay. So this is under integer lah. Okay, so integer plus minus done already. So I'm gonna go into times divide. Okay, so move to another extra page. Okay, I'm gonna get another extra page and I'm gonna write it there. Okay, so whoop, plus minus done already. So it's gonna be times and divide. So times and divide, I'm gonna write this word called multiply. and divide, or maybe division, multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Okay, everyone. So times divide, it's a different thing. Plus minus, you use the money way. Times divide, you don't use the money way, but you use a standard steps. Okay, so what's the standard steps? Okay, let me show you. So step 1, you're gonna deal with the symbol first. Okay, your so-called negative positive. Okay, plus minus, same thing. I'm gonna use the same word. Okay, your symbol plus and minus. And second, you're gonna deal with the number. The number. Okay, which is the times and divide thing lah. And step 3, you're gonna know something called unknowns. Okay, so under this basic video, I'm not touching unknown. Unknown will be another category, okay, called algebra series. So you can watch algebra series if you want to know. Okay, so we're gonna use the same concept. Okay, so I'm gonna move back to our integer. Step 1 and step 2, you're gonna deal with it separately. I personally think times and divide is way easier as compared to plus minus. It depends on you, because that's my point of view only. Okay, so guys, example number 1. Okay, I'm going to write a few things. Okay, and some ideas that you have to know. Okay, some ideas that you have to know. Everybody, let's go into minus 10 times 5. Okay, now see. So we're gonna separate this way. The times is like isolate one. Okay, isolate that times there. Don't care about the times. Care about the two terms on the left and right. Okay, so I'm gonna underline this way. So this is the first term and this is the second term. So I'm gonna deal with the first step. Okay, the first step gonna be symbol. So like what I mentioned, different gonna be minus, same is gonna be plus. Okay, so I'm gonna move here and mention it one more time. Under plus minus, this is side by side. You change it instantly and do. Okay, if you're doing times divide, you don't do something like this. You're gonna deal with it, okay, term by term, and decide the symbol first. So that's why you don't mix up plus minus, addition, subtraction, question, all those things, right? You're gonna use the money way. You don't tell me something like, teacher, do we deal with this way? Negative and negative, because it comes out same, it gotta be plus. No such thing. Remember, no. It's an NO, no. Okay? So times divide, you're gonna know this. One negative and one positive, you're gonna get negative. This is only for your times and divide. Okay? And next, your number. 10 times 5, 50. Done. Okay? Separate the steps. Symbol first, then number. Okay, then number. Okay, number 2. Okay, number 2. So I'm going to try this. Negative 3 times with negative 4. Okay, this one. So we're going to do it separately, right? So step 1 symbol, step 2 number. So step 1, okay, step 1 the symbols. So we get like 2 terms here, negative and negative, or maybe you say minus and minus, same thing, right? Same symbol, you're going to be plus, right? 3 and 4, you times it, you're going to get 12. Nice. Can you see the 2 steps? So unknown, just temporarily leave it first. We are not dealing with that. Okay? So okay, cool. Now of course in normal class I won't be like that fast. I'm going to slowly go through, see the chats, okay? See whether you're okay or not. But over here it's like midnight. How can I chat with y'all? Right? Nobody here. Okay? So I'm going to move it. So if let's say you get stuck or what, you just pause there, try to think about it, see whether you're okay or not. If you're not okay, comment. You can contact me through WhatsApp as well. I put it in the description there already. So that's how you learn maths. Okay? Now, so everyone. So I'm going to do question number 3 now. Okay, question number 3. I'm going to increase, not to say increase, but talk about some common mistake stuff lah. Okay, so there's 2 questions over here. Okay, one is 5 divided by negative 10, and the other one is let's say negative 10 divided by 5. So you notice that the 2 terms is actually the same number, right? Okay, but the thing is, do you get the same answer? Some student might say, teacher, is the same answer because it's the same term, right? Same number. Okay, but I'm going to say this thing. When you come into secondary, what you're going to do is to always change your divide to fraction. It will be easier and it reduces the errors. Okay, so I'm going to do this. 5 over negative 10. Okay, the bracket, I just ignore it. Okay, in a while I'll explain the bracket thing. So negative 10 over 5. Okay, sorry, this one I'll just take it away. Okay, there's a reason why I take it away. Okay, I'll explain to you. So once I put it this way, okay, the next thing being what? The next thing being, I'm going to do this, everyone. Simplify using the multiple of 5. So I'm going to cut it like 5 and 10. But before that, I'm going to ask you one more time. This is times divide. Number 1, symbol. Hey, that's a plus way. Plus 5 minus 10, your answer being negative or minus, same thing. Then you're going to simplify the number 1 and 5, 1 over 5, or maybe negative 0.2. Okay? Can. And for this case, negative, positive, negative, or maybe you say minus, same thing. Simplify it, you get 2 over 1 is actually negative 2. 2 over 1 is actually negative 2. Okay? So that's a very important common mistakes. Okay? So student thought you get the same answer, but suppose it's like 2 different category. One is like fraction, one's like how to say, it's a whole number. It's a negative number, so a negative whole number, so it's like 2 different things. Okay, one's like so small, one's like whoa big. As in, don't care about the symbol, I care about the numbers there. Okay, so everyone, that's about times with the relevant steps. Okay, so now let's increase our level. Okay, so we're gonna increase one by one. Okay, increase one by one. So we are done with our third part, which is integer. Okay, number 1, we talk about names, right? You see, we talk about names, okay, like basic names. Second, decimal fraction, how we change it, like the basic decimal fractions, things that if you know. Then integer, plus, minus, okay, all the times divide thing, boom, everything done already. Okay, so everything nicely presented, right? Okay, so I'm going to remind you one more time. Okay, wait. Addition, subtraction, what's that again? Money. Okay, you see, money one by one. Please don't ever tell me negative and positive comes out negative answer. I will come and stab you. Okay, no such thing. Okay, so you're gonna be money all the way, except for if that particular plus minus question comes out side by side, then you replace it. You change it with a different symbol so that you can continue with your money method. Okay, your money method. Okay, then your times divide, you're going to be term by term, and you deal with the symbol first. Can you see the difference of it? You have to separate it. Okay, deal with it separately. Okay, the plus minus method and the times divide method. Okay, next. Okay, so I'm not stopping anything, I'm not pausing. I will just boom, straight away move to our step 4. Step 4 gonna be the notes. Okay, you have the notes, you can take it out. You don't have the notes, it's fine, you can jot it down. Okay, so I'm going to go to the notes, and this is the one where I'm going to show you. Okay, so all these examples over here, right, you can use it, you can try it out. Okay, so I'm going to show you like one of the weird one. Okay, now so everyone, so I'm going to increase the level now. So you see, can you see I write it nicely there already? Like the idea to solve plus minus is by using the money concept, right? Positive indicates you have the money, negative indicates you owe the money, right? So the idea is there. So the easy version, whoop, I'm not going to do that. Hard version, let's do 1. Okay, I'm going to do this now. So everyone, I'm going to introduce something called BODMAS now. Okay, BODMAS. So I'm going to write here. Now it's number 4. Okay, number 3 is about all the integer stuff, right? So number 4, everyone, let's introduce BODMAS. Okay, BODMAS. So what is BODMAS? BODMAS, okay, it's the bracket. Okay, I'm going to write it here, the bracket. O, if let's say you are learning chapter 1, you don't need it. Okay, O is actually order. Okay, it's your square, square root, cube, and cube root. Okay, so we are not dealing with this today. Okay, so I'm just temporarily cancel it. D and M indicates division and multiplication, and then your A and S, it shows the plus and minus, addition, subtraction. Okay, sorry, I'm going to move it down. Okay, move it down. Okay, move it down, and now I'm going to write it. So this is division. Okay, division. That's multiplication. That's addition. Okay, that's subtraction. Okay, so that's your BODMAS. Okay, so what is this BODMAS about? Okay, this BODMAS is about which one you have to do first, the priority. Okay, so you're going to give priority to your brackets. Okay, but the brackets that they mention is the inner content. You don't say something like, oh teacher, I noticed something in secondary, right, we learned something like 2 times 3, you know. Okay, but the 2 times 3 we write it in bracket formats. Yes, you're right, we can write 2 bracket 3. Okay, your answer is 6. But the thing is, the bracket in your BODMAS indicates the inner content. So you don't say that, teacher, I know this bracket, so we're going to do like 2 times 3. No, that's a times. Okay, that's a times. So it falls under this category. Okay, so let's don't care about that. Okay, so I take it away. So slowly I'll write all those like little ideas there. Okay, so later in the harder ones. Okay, no. I'm going to do like the hard one now. Okay, so based on BODMAS, we're going to do the inner content. So I'm going to deal with the inner content, right? You see the brackets. So I'm going to use a red color to indicate that this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to do first. Okay, so let me take away this divide. Equal, I'll just put it the other side. Okay, so minus with a bracket plus with a bracket. So I'm going to do the inner content and I'm going to ask everyone, think about it. It's a plus minus question, right? Money. So O132, O another 356. So I'm going to write extra working just by the side. Please don't write all these things in your exam. This is to understand. Okay? If you understand all these things, take a calculator, whoop everything inside and write at least 2 workings and 1 answer. Okay? So where's my question? Okay, here. So I'm going to write it now. So everyone, so the first one out here. So I'm going to write 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, 6. I'm going to add them up. The reason why I add it, why do I add it? Because O132 further O another 356, right? So you get O a lot. So it will be, this gonna be 8, 8 and 4. So it's gonna be negative 4, 8, 8. Got it? Okay. So O672, O523. So you're gonna be 672, 523. You add it together because you owe so much, right? So you're gonna be 5, 9, 11. So negative 1195. So you owe a lot, right? And you notice that that's a side by side, right? So same symbol plus 488. Okay, some student might say, teacher, the plus can ignore that. Yes, you can ignore that, as in this plus here lah. Okay, then different symbol plus and minus, right? So what you do? Different symbol you change to minus. So you got to put minus 1195. So once you get this, then the money concept comes back again. You have 488 in your pocket. You owe 1195. So you got to return the 488, right? So you got to return it. So 1195 is the money that Liang J owe. So I'm going to take my 488 in my pocket and return it. I still owe an amount, right? So I'm going to put negative. Okay, it's not because of the plus in front and the minus in front, it comes out negative. It's not because of that. The reason being the money concept. Okay, I have 488 only, but I owe a very great amount of 1195. That's the reason why I put negative there, because I still owe a certain amount of money. So I've got to minus off 488 because I return it. Okay, so you do like the normal calculation part lah. So that's 8, 15, 7, 0. That's gonna be like 7. So you're gonna be negative 7, 0, 7. Okay. So everyone, okay? Okay, your BODMAS, you see, you do the inner bracket first, right? So we deal with B. Okay, B. Then after that, we deal with our normal plus minus. Okay. So just one question on that. And now go into times and let's do something wow. Okay, everyone, let's look at this question first. Okay, what's the 2 steps? Okay, let's go through it. See right? Okay, now see. Times divide. Step 1, deal with the symbol. Same symbol is gonna be plus. Different symbol is gonna be minus. Same plus, different minus. Deal with the number times divide, and unknown is not in our basic yet. Okay, it's gonna be your algebra. Okay, unknowns. Easy version, everything you are okay with that. So the hard version, I'm going to do like all the times divide thing first lah. Okay, there is a few ways on how to look at it. Okay, but let me do it like this. Remember I said I don't like divide, right? I'm going to change to fraction. So everyone, we are not using any calculator, right? So I'm going to do it part by part. So I'm going to do this myself like this. So I'm going to deal with these two things. Okay, you don't say something like, teacher, I noticed the BODMAS that you mentioned, right? Bracket is the first one that you do. O is the order where these syllables are under these basic, we are not using it. And I noticed that D comes first, then only it comes to the M. D means division, then multiplication is M. Then student might say, teacher, I thought D first, so it means I have to do divide first, then only I do times. No. Okay, D and M is on the same rank. Same applies to A and S. Okay, your addition subtraction. So whichever comes first, you will do it first. So if let's say your times is over here, you're gonna do the time first. Okay. So everyone, I'm gonna do it this way. You see, this part, I'm gonna do an idea on top. Negative 36 over negative 9. So this circled answer, you will get negative, negative, positive. 36 and 9, you're going to simplify and you get 4. So it's a plus 4. So I'm going to write 4 times negative 5. Okay, now. So do you notice I deal with the symbol first? That's the one. And over here, I'm going to deal it separately. So I'm going to draw an arrow to show you that negative 27 over negative 9. Both negative, you get a plus. 9 and 27, you get a 3. So you're going to put a plus 3. Okay, like what some of the students might ask, teacher, can I ignore the 3? Yes. Okay, because it's the first number, the first term. Then after you get this, then you can deal with it separately. You do the upper numerator part first. So 1 plus, okay, I'm going to use like my pointer. 1 plus and 1 minus. Can you see I'm dealing with symbols first? Because this is times divide. Okay, I didn't say something like the money concept because this is not a okay, this is not addition subtraction. Okay, so plus and minus, you get a minus, and 4 times 5, you're gonna get 20 over 3. So your answer gonna be, of course, you're gonna change it to mixed number because that's an improper. Okay, improper, nope. So how are you gonna change it? Negative. Okay, let's do it this way, like 23. Then you put like what? 6. You get an 18 here. You get a 2. So what are you gonna do? Okay, you put a 6, denominator and the numerator. So that's the answer. Okay, so that's on the times divide thing lah. So I'm gonna include some plus minus in now, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna include some plus minus in, and let's deal with this one. Okay, so that's why I say you gotta be basic. So you gotta know this basic idea. Okay, so some of you might notice that in my normal class, right, I tend to skip all this because during my holiday December class, I already settled all these things using 4 different classes. So it's kind of like detailed in my normal class, but over here it's like one class, I'm going to say a lot of things. Okay, so you need any help, you can WhatsApp me through 017-381-7670 in the description there. Okay, so everyone, BODMAS. So deal with this. That's a times there, right? So minus 6 plus over negative 27. I'm trying to do it part by part. So I'm not trying to skip any of the workings. Okay, so some of you might say, teacher, can I skip my workings and stuff? If you know how to handle, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so guys, this part I'm going to say like minus is a plus, right? Say that's a times, right? You got to deal with the symbol first. So 8 and 5 gonna be 40. Okay, so now deal with the upper part first. Okay, deal with the upper part first. So minus 6, same symbol, plus 40 over minus 27, same symbol, plus 38. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a basic, everyone. Okay, wait. So I'm going to do this, draw an arrow and put equal here. Okay, I'm going to ask some basics, guys. Can you take any of the number over here, and try simplifying with any of the number below? Can you do that? The answer is a big no. The only reason now, before I explain detail, is going to be because it shows plus minus. Only if it shows times divide, then you can do that. Those are plus minus, don't do that. Okay, don't simplify. So I'm going to deal with it one by one. So the upper part will going to be negative 6 plus 40. So it will be you owe 6. You see, it's money concept. Okay, you owe 6, you have 40. You owe 6, you have 40. So you take out your 40 ringgit, pull out 6 and return. So what's your answer there? 34, right? So you owe 27 and you have 38 at the bottom here, you see, the denominator part. So you owe 27 but you have 38, so what are you going to do? So you're going to return the 27, right? Okay, so if let's say you want to do some workings, you can write that. Okay, so you have 38, you're going to return the 27, you have 11. So you're going to put 11 there. You're going to put 11. Can you see it's a positive for each of the numerator denominator? Okay, so that's why I say deal with it separately, and you know when to use your money concept, when to use your times divide symbol and numbers. Okay, so once you get this, and of course you cannot leave it as improper fraction. You're going to change to, okay, of course it's going to be 11 already, so I just do like the divide for you lah. So 34, 11, 3, 33, 1, so you're going to be 3 and 1 over 11, so that's your answer. Okay, so you see I increased the level a bit, right? Okay, now let's further BODMAS with something links to decimal and fractions. Okay, so now next level, BODMAS next level. Okay, number 5. Okay, number 5. So I'm going to deal with something more wow. Okay, more wow. Okay, so that's number 5 really. So I'm going to do this number 5 like whoa level. Okay, whoa level. But still I'm going to say these are basic before chapter 1. Okay, for form 1 students. Okay, before chapter 1. So when you come into chapter 1, there will be more things that you have to handle, but these are the basics that the teacher expect you to know up front. That will be a very good thing. Okay, so I'm going to select part of it, not everything. Okay, not everything. So let's say I select select. Okay, let's do this. Okay, come. Whoop. Okay, this one. So let's make it bigger and try it up. Okay, first of all, okay, the equal, I just put it over here lah. So I just erase it. Okay, erase it and try it up. Okay, so come, let's do it. Yeah. So based on BODMAS bracket first, let's go and check out all the brackets. So there's a very huge bracket and it says look at this. By the way, this bracket and this bracket same thing. It's just that when it shows like the box squarish one, okay, you're going to look at that whole thing. Okay, and of course when you look at this thing, you're going to look at this like this. Can you see? So that's the next bracket that you're going to look at, and that's the final bracket inside. Okay, the third brackets. Okay, so let's do one by one. Okay, so everyone, let me erase it and deal with it one more time. Okay, the first bracket that we look at is this huge one. Okay, very big one. Okay, and of course there is nothing that we can do because inside the bracket there are brackets. Okay, so we're going to look at the next one. So this and this. Okay, so when you look at this, there is a bracket here, but this bracket's inner content is already one final, so we don't care about that. But we notice that in this second bracket inside the huge bracket, okay, this second bracket, this one is here, this one, you have 3 times negative 2 plus 6, and based on BODMAS, the inner brackets do the same thing. Go BODMAS as well. So you're going to do the times. So I'm going to do one extra bracket for myself. So this is what I'm going to deal with first. Okay, and I know this is a times, so I'm going to deal with this. Plus, minus, minus. 3 times 2, 6. Okay, so let's write my workings part by part. Try not to skip for now. You master it, you skip. So 4, big bracket. 2, next bracket. So this bracket that I do it separately, plus 6 instead. So I'm going to deal with this answer here. So I'm going to write it like this. Okay, so this bracket I'm going to write using black color. So this one. So plus and minus, minus 3 times 2, 6. So that. Then of course the rest of it, just write it down. Okay, so over negative 127 minus and minus 45. Okay. So the next bracket, okay, the next thing, I'm going to deal with this. Okay, I'm using a different color. So we're going to look at this bracket, but nothing that I can do because there's an inner bracket that we have to deal with, right? So guys, this one and this one is just a mere plus minus addition subtraction. So let's go for the answer, right? So you can actually ignore this bracket and you tell yourself, you owe 6 but you have 6. You owe 6 but you have 6. You owe 6 but you have 6. Nothing really, 0. Okay, so your answer going to be, okay, I'm using this blue color to write everything like 4, big bracket, 2, and this bracket is 0. Okay, everybody, let me tell you something. If let's say you know the common sense and stuff, right, you know what to write for your final answer at the end. Okay, but I don't care, I will write till the end. Okay, 2 times 0, 0. 0 times 4 is still 0. So it's going to be 0 over something lah. So like what I mentioned, you know the final answer going to be 0 already, okay, but I will just write everything out, okay, so they understand every part of it. So that's a side by side, negative 127 plus 45. Okay, again I repeat, I know the answer is 0 already. Okay, I know. Okay, so 0 over, okay, now this one we deal with it like using the money way, right? So we owe, okay, I say I lah. So I owe 127, but in my pocket there is 45. So I'm going to write now one separate working for myself. So I owe 127, so I have 45, I return it. So I minus of 45, so I owe lesser, right? So 2, that's going to be 8. So I'm going to put like 82, but with a minus. But anyhow, everyone, you know what the answer already is. 0 divided by any integer there, your answer is still 0. Okay, so that's your answer. Okay, so that's what I mean by when more things, how to say, fits into one particular combined operation, right, it's going to be like harder and harder and harder. So that's what I mean by the basics. So imagine if you use a calculator to thumb everything inside, I know you can get the same answer, but you need to know the idea behind it. Okay, that's why I come up with this extra midnight session, okay, where I'm talking to myself actually. Okay, so it's going to be like a bit fast, but I hope the whole thing helps. Okay, so I'm going to make it smaller now and move to like with more things, okay, with decimal fractions and stuff. Combined operation, this is like the wow level, next level. Okay, so yes, I know you can use calculator, I know that, but we're going to deal with, okay, how to say, how if we are not using a calculator. Okay, so everyone, you're going to do like this one, number 6. Okay, we're going to try like, I'm going to try two more questions. Okay, so after these 2 more questions, the next thing going to be, you can do it yourself. Okay, so you can try it out. Okay, I put like plenty of questions for you to try it out. So you do it, like really force yourself, sit down and try every single questions, you know. So after you try it out, and you can use a calculator to check it and see whether it matches or not. So ultimately, there's one very important task that I want you to try it out. In a while, I'll mention it after I deal with the 2 questions. Okay, so everyone, I'm going to do with this question. Okay, deal with this question. So 8.1 divided by 1 over 5 minus 0.7 times 8 over 9 divided by 1 over 9. Okay, so everyone, student might ask this thing, teacher, the question wanted to be like decimal format, right? Okay, so let's don't care about decimal format first. Let's care about how to handle this question. Okay, so if let's say you talk about this question, suppose you're going to use calculator and everything, at least 2 workings and 1 answer. So you're going to be like 3 horizontal workings. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to deal with how to handle. Okay, without calculator, again, in your exam, you are allowed to use a calculator in our KSSM syllabus. Okay, in our KSSM syllabus, you can do that. Okay, so now, based on BODMAS, bracket don't have, order don't have, division multiple, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna bracket this whole thing. Okay, so everyone, bracket minus another bracket, so 8.1 times 5 over 1. It's actually 5. 5 over 1 is actually 5, right? Nice. Okay. 0.7 times 8 over 9, divide, change to times 9 over 1, and it's actually 9, right? Okay, it's actually 9. So anything where it's possible for you to simplify, go ahead. So looks like this is possible to simplify. Go ahead, right? So what you left here is 8.1 times 5, 0.7 times 8, right? So I'll just do the calculation by the side lah. So 8.1 times 5. But do you need all these things in your secondary workings? No, because you have a calculator, right? So I'm just writing it for fun only. So 1 and 5, so it's an 8 and 5 get a 40. 1 decimal point is 40.5. So 40.5 minus 0.7 times 8. I'm just writing for fun. 0.7 times 8. 7 and 8 is like 56. Okay, so 1 decimal point, 5.6. Then you will be able to get your answer. But there's no major, how to say, negative, positive things that you have to handle here lah. Huh? So 15, this one, what is it? 9 and 3, so you're gonna be like how much? 9, 4, 3, so it will be 34.9. Whoop, that's the answer. Okay, so let's try one more. Okay, let's try one more. Okay, so let's deal with something with more things inside one. Let's try with more things one. Okay, this one's still okay. Okay, let's deal with something with okay, come this one. Okay, there's more things inside. Okay, now so last question, and try the rest of the question like one by one. Everything you try, do it. Okay, and there's a little token for you at the end of the session. Okay, -6 times with. Okay, so I'm going to deal with this. Wow, a lot of things, right? So I'm going to check it out and see which one I can deal with it first. By the way, you can ignore the brackets. You see the inner bracket is like one term inside only. So what are the things that you can deal with? Okay, so everyone, so we're going to do like okay lah, we do the upper part first lah. So everyone, let's do this. Okay, you see it's a times there, right? Then you times -4 in the end. So negative and positive, you get a negative 2.5 times 3 lah. Okay, 2.5 times 3, 15, 7.5. So 7.5 times -4. Okay, so you might want to say like, teacher, can I skip the workings and do it straight away now? So minus and minus, you get a plus, right? 7.5 times with 4, you get a 0, 2, 28, 30.0. So it's actually 30. So I'm going to erase and replace with my 30. Okay, because I know the answer will be positive already. Okay, so the bottom part, okay, the bottom part of it, you see, so that's a side by side, right? So you're going to change it plus. Okay, so 3.5 plus 1 over 2. I remember, wait, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm going to say it one more time. When you're dealing with any of your fraction related question, right, so it's better for you to convert to improper, okay, improper fractions. Okay, but same thing, nowadays syllabus, you're using a calculator, so you can just ignore it. But since I'm teaching you on the content, okay, the idea of how to solve, right, I'm going to change it. So this thing, it's either you change to 3 over 2 or decimal is actually faster, 1.5. Can you see the 1 over 2 is actually 0.5? So you just whoop, swap it, then you know the answer already. 3.5 plus 1.5, you're going to be what? Okay, I write for fun now. So you're going to be whoop, whoop, 5. Okay? So, hey, replace with 5. Then, of course, okay, student will say, hey, teacher, how about this one? So what can we do? In your primary, you learn something called simplify, right? Okay, so you're going to do this like 1 and 6. So -6 times 6. So minus and plus. You see, I'm dealing it one by one. Like one part is about times, settle everything using times method, and plus minus comes out, do the plus minus and do the rest of the things that's relevant to the methods are like plus minus, money, times, divide, symbol and number. So minus and plus is minus, number 6 and 6, 36. Wow, that's the answer. Okay, so that's that's all the things that I'm going to show you in this basic content, okay? But I believe students where you are kind of weak in PT3 and SPM, right? This is not like the things that after you know, then you will be like instantly going to like another level. So you're gonna go through like this basic, and you go into my algebraic playlist, okay? So it's like a step-by-step manner. So after you go through that algebraic, suppose you are like, oh, I actually understand algebra, right? Okay, so after you understand algebra, then you go to like the PT3 and SPM series. So that's how you improve all the way for weak students in PT3 and SPM. Okay, so this is not for Form 1, but for very weak students in mathematics. Okay, so everyone, so I'm done with this, and now there's a little token for everybody. You can download this question and complete it, and once you complete the whole set with full workings, you send a picture to me, okay? On the full workings, everything, just snap a picture, send using WhatsApp, okay? As a proof, I will check for you. If you get all correct, claim a keychain from me. Okay, so that's a very nice little keychain that I made it myself, so I'm going to present it for you, to you. Okay, so that's all for today. So I'm going to see you again, okay, in maybe there's another stream. Okay.